Hi, today we're talking about some of the trends that are going to be of considerable topics at the upcoming WATS conference. And one of them is the credit crunch in the world. And we have an expert here today. We have the general manager of Softlight. And we have their general, as I said, their general manager, Marty van Veluw. And Marty, can you tell us something about your organization and the state of financing today for flight training devices?
Our organization is set up in 2007, but before that we did a lot of cost-saving programs for several airlines in the world. I started with CETA, and at CETA we did all sorts of common projects for the airlines. Basically the airlines do all the same job, flying from A to B, and there's a lot of common business there. We try to share those businesses and with that save cost for the airlines. That's where we come from. Then we started in the training industry in 2007. Our first big project was IFTC in Istanbul, and we financed 4 simulators plus a center for 85% finance.
Now IFTC, that's the International Flight Training Center there?
In Istanbul, yeah.
Okay, and what type of flight simulators do they have there and who makes them?
Yeah, we have set there 4 simulators from Mechtronix, 2 737s and 2 A320s. It's since December 2008 it's fully operational, and they have an occupation of around 75% at this moment already. That's
great for an organization that just started up that soon. And who's the manufacturer of those flight simulators?
Mechtronix from Montreal. All 4. We did a study on them. First we had 2 of them, a 737 and 320, and in August we ordered the other 2 that they were arrived in November and certified by the French authorization and the Turkish authorization, civil aviation.
That's great. And working with the International Flight Training Center, who's their target market? Who are they serving in the world market today?
That is very interesting because what you see is the concept basically of Mechtronix. They support the Turkish markets with 2 simulators, and with the other 2 they support the international market around Turkey.
Okay. Do they do some Europe as well?
Yeah, from everywhere in Europe, Middle East, and even from India. I saw a few customers. Yeah, and some students from everywhere in the world.
Right. One of the concerns too is with any capital project like that where you're buying a large asset or you're even financing it, about the availability of credit today. In the United States, people are talking about an absolute credit crunch. How has Softlight helped people, and what type of credit is available out there today for people who are trying to fund flight training devices?
It's a little bit more difficult, but still we finance any request that comes in, of course, with the right guarantees and the right companies. But basically we can finance any simulator in the world. We use own capital, and still banking are prepared to finance simulators in the market. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting market. It's a still growing market. There's a need for the simulators, where we see that everywhere there is less need for cars, for aircraft. The need for training is always there and is even higher than ever, because the airlines realize if they don't do it now, the problem will still exist in the coming years, and the problem will only be bigger.
Right, so they see that as a major investment now in flight simulators.
Exactly. And the finance industry sees that as well.
Okay, so they see that as a good investment.
Exactly.
I know you said you even did some if some people had older flight simulators, you'd even refinance that so they could buy a new one.
Yeah, we do combinations. If they have old ones, we refinance them, and we use part of that money to do a down payment for a new one. And we look into the market, where is the delivery, where is certain types. So we make the combinations, and we also take second-hand ones completely in return for a new one.
Great. So in terms of your ability to finance things, you can do it on a global basis.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Marty van Veluw of Softlight, GM, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.